Today we're going to talk about account setup, planning campaign architecture, ads and landing pages, geo-targeting, network choice, day parting, daily budget calculations and pacing, campaign management, as well as measurement. Let's get into account setup. What you really want to do is correctly set up your account. So you'll have to have an account communications email address. You'll want to set up integration with your Google Analytics account, and of course set up billing. Pretty basic stuff, but we're going to now get into campaign architecture, and it starts to get a little more in-depth. When it comes to campaign architecture, you have campaigns and ad groups, and then you have keywords associated with those ad groups. The way I like to describe it is campaign allows you to manage budget, and ad groups allow you to manage keywords. One example we have here is campaign 1, which is SharePoint. Then we have campaign 2, which is CRM. So if I'm having some pay-per-click advertising for these two types of services that I offer, I want to make sure that I can attribute a specific budget, daily budget or monthly budget to each of these campaigns. Then what I do is I break down these campaigns into ad groups, and some of the best practices to follow when it comes to building out ad groups is make the ad groups really theme oriented, or group a bunch of similar key terms together into that ad group. The last piece I want to talk about when it comes to campaign architecture is really you have to use negative keywords, and negative keywords are phrases that you include with either at the campaign level or at the ad group level that are going to say, when someone types on SharePoint, we don't want searchers who search for SharePoint free guides, for an example, to see our ad, because we're really looking to generate leads, not looking to generate traffic. Likewise, would go to SharePoint courses or SharePoint training. If we're really not offering those types of services, then we want to include them into the negative keyword list. Then it gets down to here the ad level, and really the two main components are your ad copy and your calls to action within that ad copy. Now, visitors are definitely more likely to convert when they see their search phrases in the ad copy. So what you want to try to do is when you write your ads, try to include really common broad search phrases within the headline. So if you're bidding on the phrase SharePoint reseller, you want to make sure that you would include that phrase in the headline or somewhere within the ad copy. Another good feature that Google provides is they allow you to include a display URL. This display URL does not necessarily have to match the destination URL, and within that URL you can include some key phrases or a keyword that helps establish more relevance with the searchers too. You also want to entice searchers with some kind of offer or incentive, or maybe it's just a key differentiator between you and your competitors. The next key component is your landing page, and the landing page is where you bring the searcher to, or the ad clicker, once they click your ad. What you really want to do is avoid using your home page. A home page is not really relevant to most searchers because they're looking for something specific. So you want to take them to a page on your website that is more specific or more relevant to the search phrase as well as the ad. When it comes to branded ads, consider taking clickers to the most popular pages or products on your site or your services. Next, I want to talk about geo-targeting versus geo-phrasing. Within pay-per-click Google AdWords specifically, you can geo-target, and this is used to target specific geographic areas. Also, businesses with field office locations throughout the United States may want to specifically target the metropolitan areas that those office locations serve. Finally, e-commerce site that only accepts US dollars would want to geo-target just the United States, possibly Canada. Geo-phrasing is using specific geographic related phrases regardless of the geographic location that you're targeting. For example, someone in New York could be searching for Orlando car rental because they're going to be going on vacation. Another example would be Florida hotels. Now, one example that I include in here is New York and Company. Now, that's a geographic phrase, in which case you'd want your ads to serve throughout the United States or whatever your target market is. Another key component when it comes to best practices for pay-per-click are the actual networks in which your ads are shown. The first one is the most common one, which is a search network, and this is based on Google search engine, so you'll see sponsored ads on the right hand side. The next network would be what's called the content network, and this is really different websites that publish Google's sponsored ads on their site. And what you try to do with network-based pay-per-click advertising, this is a push-based marketing as opposed to the search, which is a pull-based marketing. The next piece, core competency, is day parting. And this is really a tough component of pay-per-click because there is a lag time of reporting for Google AdWords, as well as if you get a conversion today off pay-per-click, you don't really know if they actually clicked that ad or searched on the phrase today. It could have been sometime within the last 30 days. And Google Analytics is working on being able to show more succinctly when these ads come through. But you're going to use day parting to really minimize the amount of budget that you're spending in down times or non-peak search times. So make sure that you are looking at your analytics to see when searches most likely lead to clicks. Also, you want to see when they lead to conversions. Next, we're going to talk about daily budget and pacing. Really, pacing is the idea of not overspending your budget and not underspending your budget. When you overspend, what happens is you are going above and beyond your budget that you want to use for pay-per-click. So usually establish a budget to make sure that your ROI is effective. When you underspend, you're not fully utilizing that budget, which means that you're not potentially getting as many clicks and as many conversions as you should. So keep these in mind, and you can use a keyword estimator tool to assist in determining your starting point for keywords, in that you just want to make sure you're bidding the right amount of keywords so that you're spending your budget, but at the same time you don't want to overdo it. We have just a few more components here when it comes to pay-per-click and best practices. The next one I'd like to talk about is campaign management. And this is really sort of your day-to-day operational management of your campaign. A key piece to this is managing your daily budget. You take your monthly budget that you want to spend, divide it by 30 days or divide it by 28 days or 22 days when you don't want to include the weekends within the month. So you're going to bid for a position placement, and you're going to on a daily basis make changes to your bids, probably incremental bids that are going to show you maybe push your ads up a position, push them down a position, and really you want to get to a position where you feel that you're converting the best. Daily keyword management, you want to dial in on the star performance. So after a few weeks of data, you'll be able to see which keywords are performing the best for you, and then you want to potentially try to get more impressions for those keywords by increasing your cost per click. And then you want to pause or delete some key phrases in which it appears that they're not converting for you. When it comes to ad management, you really want to just focus on the ads that are performing for you as well. Google looks at your click-through rate as the key component to determine how successful your campaigns are, as well as your quality score. So you want to make sure that your click-through rate is maxed out or as optimal as possible, and you want to keep the ads that are turning into conversions for you. In order to do this, you want to effectively A/B test split your ads just to ensure that you're always on top of your game and serving ads that are going to get you that click-through rate as well as maximize conversions. Last piece I want to talk about is campaign performance and measurement, and this is sort of a post-mortem idea behind campaign management. You really want to look at the data that's provided by Google AdWords as well as Google Analytics to really help you determine how your campaign's being successful to date. So you want to do this really on an organized and basis as well as often as possible. You want to consistently look at your keyword performance, you want to look at your destination URL performance, and you also want to look at position reports within Google Analytics to see how well specific positions, ad positions, turn into conversions for you. There are numerous other reporting tools within AdWords, like Search Query Report, which is going to show you exactly what people searched on to see your ad. You'll also be able to use the AdWords keyword tool to find new keyword ideas. You'll be able to see the impression share report, which shows you how many more impressions you have available to you which is very big to the for the keywords that are performing well for you.